And there, when I do discover progress, I can celebrate it. And I can have that gratitude we talked about. And so anyone's progress, whether it's when I went from being a university dropout to getting my first investor, that is like, oh my God. And it's only in hindsight and with some aging wisdom that I start to realize that those moments were so unbelievably important. They're so motivational, identifying your progress. And there's two kind of data points that have really shone a light on this for me. Is one of them was Sir David Brailsford, who took the British cycling team from being down and out and depressed to the greatest team of all time, winning all the gold medals. And he said, yes, the marginal gain thing that he's known for, that's in the front chapter of Atomic Habits, was key. But actually, he said to me, he went, when you can get a group of people or a person to feel like they're going somewhere because they have a sense of progress, he goes, that's what made us stay in the bike shop till 2 a.m. in the morning. And I read another study from Harvard Business Review where they asked people to keep work diaries. And then at the end of the study, they said, point at the day where you had your best day in work. And people always pointed in their work diaries to a day where there was a feeling of subjective progress, even small.
Yes.
And that makes you motivated. You feel like you are going somewhere, which means you're more likely to do it. So gratitude serves the happiness role, but also just a motivational one. We have a closing tradition on this podcast where the last guest leaves a question for the next guest, not knowing who they're going to leave it for. And the question that has been left for you is,
crap.
What is the most meaningful dream, brackets, nightmare, you've ever had, and why?
I don't know if this is the most meaningful dream. But Jesus Christ, I'm really going to say this. Fine. When I was a young adult, I was starting to experience success with the opposite sex. And I just did not ever experience that when I was younger, or already of age, but younger. It's just probably like a bit of a hang up. For most people, it's kind of like when you're not getting it, you feel kind of out of it. And when I started experiencing success with women, my dreams at night changed. And one of them was, the following dream has nothing to do with females and sex, but it had to do with power, and it had to do with an ability that you can. I ran out of my childhood home into the street, and it wasn't the street anymore. It was just a black, empty void. And it became a lucid dream. So I kind of knew a little bit that it was a dream. It was like, oh, I'm going to do cool Dragon Ball Z stuff. Do you know what Dragon Ball Z is, the anime show? And I opened up my hand and I wanted to make a fireball. And I made an energy ball that was like a singularity size, but it was made of people's screams. It was like, and then I woke up and I was like, that was so cool. Not victim screams, just Viking screams. And I was like, that is the cool shit. And I had multiple other dreams in my young adult life after successes with women, which were dreams of power. And I was like, God damn, if I can have those dreams every night, it'll be super happy.
That's the most interesting dream I've ever had about following someone losing their virginity.
I didn't say I lost my, get out of here. I still haven't lost my virginity. I've been a good person.
Dr. Mike, thank you so much for your wisdom and your information and all the work that you've done in your life, because it's formed a wonderfully important perspective on a subject that so many people struggle with. I'm going to leave you with my last question, which is, what is the most important thing that we didn't talk about today as it relates to the subject matter of getting in shape, building muscle, that we should have talked about? Is there anything we left off the table?
There's a lot to this, so we left a lot out. I have a lot more to say about body dysmorphia and how people do relate to their bodies and how they maybe shouldn't, or try to weave their thoughts away from various ideas, and how maybe they should try to relate to their bodies better. And it's a conversation I love to have. I just don't ever get asked about it super often. So I think that in body dysmorphia in general, in self-esteem as it relates to bodies, of guys that grew up too skinny, of girls that grew up too fat, I think a combination of getting the body that you want soaking in the sun and really being like, I'm the hot girl now. This is really happening. And how to relate to your body. There's a plethora of wonderful conversation around that if I had a time machine, I'd go back and interrupt you and just be like, let's talk about that instead.
Maybe we can save that for another time.
Sure.
Dr. Mike, thank you so much. Where do people find you? Your YouTube channel is incredible, so I'll link that below.
Just YouTube.
Just
Everything
YouTube?
links off of YouTube.
And you've got your app as well, which people can go and check out.
Links off of YouTube as well.
Links off of YouTube.
Two
as well.
apps.
Okay, so if I go to your YouTube channel, I can find everything.
Boom.
Great. Dr. Mike, thank you so much.
Huge honor and pleasure.